Being a goose farmer in mid-Missouri was never in my bucket list, ever. I was a landscape designer in Chicago, and I had become very urbanized and very comfortable with that lifestyle. My mom, so she bought this place about 25 years ago. It was just a hunting cabin. We'd had this type of property in our family before, and it was a way of getting everybody together and really enjoying it. And this was kind of a dream come true for her. About 10 years ago, she had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So I moved in and thinking it was going to be maybe a short stay, but then she was diagnosed with cancer, pretty much right on the heels of my coming here. And given 6 months to live, it was lung cancer. She refused treatment. She wanted a quality of life. And instead of 6 months, it was 4 years. We went from never hugging each other, telling we loved each other at all, to it was perfectly normal to sit on the couch and hold hands and watch a movie. Which was, I don't know, that's like soul nourishing right there. So yes, this has been a very fortunate experience. After my mom died, because she was an artist, and it's hard for people to understand this who don't have artists in their lives, she only liked living in white. So this entire cottage was white. She had painted the wood beams, she painted the floors white. So it was really starting from scratch, and I don't think there's an inch of this cottage I haven't touched several times with paintbrushes. It was bringing the wood tones back to the floors in fake wood, just striating some color on it, giving the timbers a faux wood finish as well, really warming it back up and bringing in some design elements that were charming. When I was designing the interior, I knew I wanted things like cubby beds because that's a very specific Swedish, North European thing because they're warm and cozy. And I couldn't figure out where to find it. And a friend of mine in Alabama told me about Houzz. And she said, you can go there, it's just like you put something in and you get like a bazillion pictures. And it was perfect. It helps so much in trying to visualize things. One of the first things I did when I decided to do the bed and breakfast was I researched every bed and breakfast in the area to see exactly what they had, what was missing, what they had that was great, what I could build on, what I could improve upon. I know I hit it because people come in and they go, oh. they suddenly relax a little bit. It seemed like a good place to park all of my collections and sell them if people wanted them. But I'm having a problem with that because nobody wants to buy anything because they like it here the way it is. And sometimes they even bring me things to add to it, which is really wrong, but they do it anyway, and it's very loving and very sweet, but then I have more things to sell that people aren't buying. So it's become I certainly was not figuring it to go that way. My sister, my brother, and I. We started a goose farm because we needed to bring in some extra income just to pay taxes and cover expenses down here. And we looked into cattle, but it was me. I had to deal with them. They were too big and dangerous. I looked into goats, and they were still too big and dangerous. And, we kept getting smaller and smaller, and then we realized that, a goose would be good. A goose is a grazing animal. It's literally like a small feathered cow. We started off with 35 just to see how it went, what they ate, how much they ate, how much mess they made, how I would have to take care of them in the future. And then it immediately expanded the next year to 200, and then the next year it was 400. So as the business grew, we kept throwing in more and more geese to the mix. About 400 is about where I can handle it. Well, the hardest thing really is how attached you get to them, because it's an animal that's known to bond onto whatever it sees when it hatches. So the first 2 years, It was extremely traumatic because they treat you like their mom. They follow you. I can have 200 geese following me around the pastures. And then I realized that they could bond onto the dogs. And my life would be a lot less upsetting in the end. So the livestock guardian dogs, the big Pyrenees, are in with the babies when they're just a few days old. And so they start bonding onto this big white fluffy dog. So wherever the big white fluffy dog goes, that's where all the geese go. It's a constant state of gratitude. It's almost exhausting to be this grateful to be here. The skies are beautiful every day. I've taken more photographs of skies since I moved here than I know what to do with. I don't know, there's some type of like a sanity to be had in caring for a farm and animals. It's the same day in, day out. It's very kind of comforting. And at first it really kind of rubbed me the wrong way that I wasn't doing anything creative. I was just doing the same thing over and over again. And then it became kind of soothing. And you kind of fall into this and you kind of work with the seasons and you're out there experiencing all the seasons with the animals. And I can't explain it beyond that. It's a sane way to live.